Anything special planned for Saturday?
No, we're going to continue. We might not practice as long. We've been practicing really long. Sure, you know that. We've been practicing long, and we just don't have the numbers to continue to practice quite as long now that we're putting pads on and, having some contact. So, tomorrow they're not going to lift. We practice Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. We lift Monday, Wednesday, Friday. All of our big guys are in here at 6 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I told Coach Hilgart there was good news, bad news. The good news is he could sleep in tomorrow. The bad news is he can't work our guys out tomorrow, so his lip hung down. But we'll get him in here tomorrow for 3 o'clock for meetings. But I think Saturday we'll practice a little bit. We'll be a little less time on the field, maybe a little bit more team stuff. Because our numbers are so thin. And, particularly you look at our defensive line. In some ways, our defensive line is like our offensive line was last spring. We've got some little things going on there with Patron and his knee. I think we're going to go hit Monday and have surgery to get the meniscus taken care of. Monday with Patron, he's pushed about as far as he can push it. KJ Atkins is out with a little pec injury. Twitty took a shot to the head, had some concussion symptoms the other day. Richard Winston has what we hope is just an MCL sprain at outside linebacker. So we're kind of like at defensive line and outside linebacker to a degree, like we were on the offensive line last spring. But they're pushing through. I went up to Archie today and on the field, Archie McDaniel, and I said, as bad as it looks right now, I said, if it makes you feel any better, just think about how it looked last year at this time when we were out here. So we're taking baby steps, and I think overall it is a little bit better.
We talked earlier about Coach Baumgartner's experience with the pistol formation. I'm sure, does that just make him a resource for Coach DeBess, or does it actually come into play as he coaches his wideouts?
I think both. It's an interesting point. I think schematically he's brought some things to the table really in the passing game, first in the passing game. So I think there's no question. We're not exactly like Nevada, obviously. We're a little more triple option oriented. But the concepts are the same. And the passing game piece of it, I think he's really, we've already felt his contribution. Then I did ask Jared Magnet the other day, how's it going with the new coach? And there are differences. Every coach has a little bit different mindset. I think you can see that he came from the Chris Alt school of real physical wide receivers, block first. And I think you kind of feel that. There's a little more physical presence out there. And I think that in a combination with which we have some young, and I've used this word feisty a lot, but it's really true with some of those young receivers, Bundy and Ridge and Carlos, even though they're young and a couple of them are really small, they're kind of feisty, and it kind of fits in with what our wide receivers need to be. So we're not taking guys that had been through the whole thing as a wide receiver in the passing game, and now we're going to ask you. It's a little easier transition now, I think, and I think that's what Scott's brought us.
You mentioned Jarek. I guess all of a sudden he's a graybeard almost.
Yeah.
The 4 seniors gone.
Yeah, exactly. We have 4 gone. We have Ty Kirk, Solomon, Lamar, and who's the other one? Lamar, Quintel, Ty Kirk.
Just 3 then. Yeah.
Does seem like there's one more. Yeah, but you're right. You see how and then not only that, we took Saquon Edwards and moved him over to corner, so it thinned out in a hurry over there. But in our offense, again, it takes but we moved Chase Clayton there, so we're, I think we're going to be okay. But you're right. I mean, Jarek Magnet, you're right. All of a sudden brings the kind of experience, but I think that's a good thing. I really do. I feel like, again, just young guys starting fresh is probably going to be the thing that drives us crazy, but also can be, I think, that makes us kind of fun probably to watch as we move forward here. There's some energy.
Coach, shoot drill.
Yeah.
I understand that was introduced today. What were your impressions?
I liked it. It's kind of the shoot of truth is what we call it. There's really nowhere to hide in that shoot drill, and it's something we've always done where you put a a receiver or a ball carrier back there. You throw them the ball. Immediately when that ball leaves the coach's hand, two blockers are stock blocking each other, and the guy behind is a free tackler. So it's the shoot of truth, you know. And that's the thing we'll watch tomorrow as a team first. Our entire team will watch that. Pretty good, you know. We had some little guys out there knocking each other around, and I think it's a good way to start. Really, today was our first day of what you actually call contact, even though we've been in past. Today was the first day we were able to truly take guys to the ground, and that's kind of the first drill we did with it.
Coach,
So,
you
yeah.
like the intensity that's building up. I know you have the music before practice. You implemented the shoot drill today. I mean,
Yeah, we
how
were
do you
going.
watch it?
We were going pretty good with some pre-practice enthusiasm. And George Strait or somebody came on, and kind of took us back down a little bit. Some guys tears were welling up with one of those sad country songs. Chris Edling was the only one to appreciate it. But you know, I think that's the next step for us now. You know, I've talked a little bit about developing a style of play. I don't think last year or a year ago it would have been the time for us to go out there and play music and try to get guys having a little more personality. I think now we're at the point where that's kind of part of it now. You know, I trust them that we can go do some things and they can take care of their business when it's time to get serious. So, pretty good stuff. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, guys.